right, let's get started with our show. We'll give everybody time to get in. No one's here.
One's here?
Not yet.
Oh.
Hand me my glasses. I think they're in Mama's 10. It's medicine 10.
Here.
Thank you. It's time for CAPI Live. There's Dakota. Hey, can you go get me another one of these? And those cookies. Cookies? I don't know what you're not understanding. Y'all let me know you're here if you would by saying hello. Hope everyone had a good week. Hello, Katie. We have Katie on. Who else is on? Y'all gotta let me know you're here. There's John. Hello, my brother. Who else is here? That's 2 of 3. Who's the third? John, can you go and share for me? I'm here with my sister Jenna. Hello, Jenna. Thank you for joining us. Black Tower, what's up? Glad you could make it tonight. It's going to be a really cool show tonight, guys. We're going to talk about psychics and their effect on the paranormal. She says hello. Awesome. Yeah, we're going to talk about psychics and their effect on the paranormal, the good and the bad. I think the bad outweighs the good. But it's going to be a really awesome show. I know everyone's been expecting this and waiting for it. Hey, Michelle. Michelle's here. Michelle Heron. Greetings. Can y'all hear my dogs? They're going nuts because Paramama's out there. I think she's feeding them, so they always fight whenever they get fed. Awesome. Thank you. Don't know what I'd do without you. It's Dakota.
I had to deal with chihuahuas.
You had to deal with chihuahuas.
Did you hear it barking?
Oh yeah, I hear the dogs barking. Big time. We'll give everybody a chance to get in and get on. And John, if you could share and let everybody know that we're here. I hope y'all invited some psychics. Some psychics. You're getting everybody in's coming in pretty fast today.
There's only 4 likes and 7 people.
I know, right? That means 3 people don't like us. I don't know about the rest of you, but it's been a long day on my end. I'm sorry, Black Tower. It's been a trying day for us as well. We're dealing with some sicknesses. We're going to talk about that in just a moment.
My hair.
Katie, this is not Carter. Hey, Vicky. Welcome aboard. I'm glad you got to join us tonight. John says, greetings, beautiful Dakota.
Can I show him my hair?
Yes. Yeah, look what she did to her hair. Can they see you? She cut 10 inches off of her hair. I was unhappy. But it does look good.
Mommy did.
Well, you told her to. Obviously, that was my smart-ass son, Carter. Obviously. I knew it was Carter when he said, this is not Carter.
When can I see Allie?
John, the question has been thrown to you. She's dying to see Allie.
I'm never gonna stop till I see her.
Katie says, Dakota, your hair looks beautiful. It does look good, don't it? I was just saddened by that. She had such beautiful long hair, but she got sick of it. And she said she was tired of having to comb all that hair and tired of the heat. And she wanted it cut, so it's cut. 10 inches gone.
Yep.
She says hi. Someone said hi to her. All right, I guess we're going to go ahead and get started. There's 9 people on, but only 6 of them like us.
Oh.
That's 3 people that just don't like us. How does that make you feel?
Really sad.
You 3 people have made Dakota sad. I hope you're happy. How do you sleep at night? One of them likes us. 2 of them still don't like us, though. I think we can deal with that. Whoever cut it did a great job, and it looks good. She better have done a great job. We have the privilege and the blessing of having a 25-plus year experienced cosmetologist as a mommy and a wife. Hair Mama does really good with hair. I told her to give me a slight cut and a perm, and look what I got. Just gone. Hey, Morgan. Morgan's here. Yay! She probably won't stay, though.
What?
Well, no. See, there you go. All right, let's get started, y'all. We're going to talk about coming events. There are none.
What?
There are no coming events as of right now. Unfortunately, my family, my blood flam,
But what?
I don't know. My family and our team, possibly. Hey, Johnny, you should brush your hair. I know, right? I don't know why I don't fix it before I come on.
No, Daddy, he's talking to me.
And now he says, hey, Johnny, you should brush your hair. She said, hey, Johnny.
No.
All right. We are having a bit of a COVID scare, so we have canceled all investigations and events as of now for CAPI. Tomorrow I'll let our clients know, and this isn't not Carter. This isn't not Carter. Okay, so it is Carter. This isn't not Carter. That's a double negative. All right. Yeah, we've canceled everything because of a COVID scare. Look, there's 9 people on and 9 people that like us, so everybody likes us now. How does that make you feel?
There's 8 people.
But there was 9. There's still 9. Just that little counter thing doesn't do well.
Oh, okay. Yay!
All right, but Morgan Page, my daddy has COVID. I'm so sorry. Well, hopefully he's a good fighter and good health, and he'll kick this thing.
Wait,
but
are we gonna put him on the prayer list?
yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you for reminding me. So we've canceled all of our investigations up to 3 weeks. And oh, sorry, oh snap! I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it's not Johnny. No, it's not. I have no symptoms. Dakota has no symptoms, and Paramama has no symptoms. But we do have someone living in our home that does have COVID that has been tested positive, and we're praying for him. And you guys continue to pray for us and pray for our team. We do have someone on the team. I'm not naming any names, but do have somebody on the team that possibly has COVID. So we're going to wait and do stuff. We were going to go to Ohio to see this past week. It got canceled. I'm sorry, Morgan. But we're all asymptomatic. We have no problems here, with the exception of the one that was tested. He is sick. We're caring for him and praying for him, and knock on wood, I'll stay well. Amen. Amen. Especially me. I have COPD, so COVID would not be a good thing. So let's add, yes, absolutely. Let's add Morgan's dad to the prayer list. Let's add our team and my family and excuse me, everybody to the prayer list.
Corona.
Corona. So that's the reason why we canceled our shows and canceled everything. Is this thing zoomed in?
Why did you zoom into my
I was trying to not make it zoom in. LOL Dakota. Vicky says LOL Dakota. She was laughing at you. We all laugh at Dakota. She makes us laugh. She's our entertainment.
That is what I meant.
That's what you're meant for, is to make people laugh, to make people happy.
Well, I think there's other.
I think so too. I stay inside, just the wife and I, and we stay masked up when we go out and extra careful who comes in. Yeah, you got to be, especially for this new variant. It's real. I think everybody knows my view on the whole COVID scare and the mask and all that stuff, but this stuff is real, and it's out there. So we'll continue to pray, and hopefully everybody will get through this with lessons learned. And I think that's it on upcoming events, because there are none as of right now. And the team member that has the COVID scare is in the hospital and being treated. So we're very confident that they're going to pull through this and be fine and have no problems and all that stuff, because we pray for them, and there's no better medicine in the world. How many of you saw our Facebook Live from the Fitzgerald Museum? Yeah, how many of you guys saw that? That was awesome. Tomorrow is Michaela's first day back to school since 2020. Oh, Malachi's. I'm sorry, I misread that. I'm sorry. Sorry, Malachi. I didn't mean to call you Michaela. But tomorrow's Malachi's first day back to school since 2020. He's excited about it. I bet he is. I bet he is. That's awesome. I never get on Facebook, so I missed it. Oh, you missed a good one. You can go back and watch it, though. It's on our page. I guess. Can you go back and watch lives on Facebook? I think you can. Yeah, I know you can, because I've done it before on a ministry that I follow on there. Oh, Mom needs you. So without further ado, let's get right into our show. Does anyone have any questions or any additions or anything like that we need to talk about? John, am I missing anything? I am trying to open a box of cookies. But I cannot. Okay, cool. It's okay. Calm down, everybody. I got it. It's all right. Calm down. Hey, you. I see you. Calm down. Calm down. No, I did not, Katie. What was your prayer request? Say that again. The puzzle. What's the puzzle? Let me go back and see Katie's prayer request, because I missed it. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Katie. She says, can we please add Margot's dad, excuse me, and family to our prayer list as well? The cookies are saying, no, don't eat us, but I see you're a rebel. I am a rebel. Um, let's add Margot. Everybody knows Margot. She's a regular on here. She's on here all the time. Katie's friend from Iowa. Um, let's add her father. I don't know. I know his name, but it escapes me. But we don't need his name. All we need is Margot's father, because God knows all of our prayers before we even ask him. But he still wants us to ask him. So add Margot's father. He was just diagnosed with, I believe, colon cancer. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, Katie, but I believe it's colon cancer. He was just diagnosed this past week. He's just now starting his journey through that, so we're going to pray for his battle to be won in this horrible disease. Correct. Okay, cool. I was correct. Great. Cancer sucks. It sure does. Excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. I choked earlier and I can't stop coughing. Plus the COPD is kicking my butt these last couple of days. But anyway, yes. And if there's any more prayer requests that I have not mentioned, and you guys want to add them to the list if they're not already on there, or if they were on there but you're not sure if we still have them on there, please mention that. Cancer is true evil. Amen, Black Tower. Please mention them, and we will add them to our prayer list. I am going to be working on getting a prayer list together, so you guys can PM me all the prayer requests that you have. And ayo, my brother. Ayo, all money. I've lost 6 family members to it, dear Lord. There you go. Send all your prayer requests to jbowen.capi@gmail.com, and we're going to put together a list that we're going to put on the description here and on our Facebook page, because we really need to get these prayer requests taken care of and get some prayers going. Absolutely we do, because we know the power of prayer. I'm alive and well today because of prayer. For those of y'all that don't know, a quick insert into my testimony. In 2001, I was diagnosed with ACM. For those of you that do not know what ACM is, it's called Arnold-Chiari malformation. It is a disabilitating birth defect, where headaches are so massive that they're 100 times worse than a bad migraine. And the swelling and the compression that it creates in your head is deadly. So you have to have a decompression surgery, a series of surgeries. If you don't, you die. But I was told that I couldn't have the surgeries, and I could not have, because of my heart was in such bad shape at that time, that I wasn't a candidate for the surgeries, and I wasn't a candidate for the heart transplant. They wanted to put me on a transplant list, but I wasn't a candidate because of my ACM. So I was kind of like caught between a rock and a hard place. But through prayer, all that went away. The brain and the heart are the two organs in your body that do not and cannot repair themselves. Once damage is done, it's done. But somehow, supernaturally, mine was repaired, and I went from having the heart of a 90-year-old man that had triple bypass surgery to the heart of an 18-year-old football player. So prayer does work. Prayer does work. Our co-founder and my oldest child and son, I was told that he was not going to live after an automobile accident. I was told that he was not going to live through the night, and then he went into a coma, medical induced coma, and I was told that he probably would not come out of the coma. He's alive and well. That was many years ago. So I know prayer works. Prayer definitely works. There's a supernatural power in prayer that super exceeds any medical condition, diagnosis, or treatment. And I'm living proof of it. And I know that there's many of you guys that are also living proof of it. So let's get those prayers done. Get them sent to John. John will throw your email up just one more time, John, so people will see it. Throw your email up for me if you would, just one more time. And I'm going to get you else. Okay, that's where I stopped at. Hey, Donna, welcome aboard. Amen to that. Cancer is evil, but Carter and I are both examples that the devil doesn't always win. That's right. Carter and Katie had cancer as well and had very bad prognosis, but prayer brought them right through it. They're both Carter and Katie. Carter is Katie's son, her oldest child, and I think he is 14 now, and that was when he was a toddler, I believe. And they're both here because of the power of prayer as well. Put my mama, auntie, and two oldest on it. Mama and auntie have been sick and in pain, and my two oldest and I are going through a very difficult time. Bless your hearts. Yes, absolutely. We'll add all of those to our prayer lists, our prayer request as well. Yeah, just had surgery for it in June. There's John's email again. So y'all, please send all your prayer requests to John's email, and he's going to get that list together, and we're going to put it on the description here and on our Facebook page. And if you don't want to put names, don't put names. Just put, my brother, my mother, me, whatever, and tell us that they need to be put onto the prayer list, because the who it is and what it is and why it is all known by the person that needs to be. And we don't need to know that. All we need to know is that we need to pray for them. That's it. Good afternoon from the UK. It's 3 a.m. here. Good Lord. Well, welcome at 3 a.m. Dark. It's 9:22 here. Yep, it's 9:22 here. It's 3 a.m. there. That's crazy how that works. Just stopped by to say hello to the CAPI family and wish you a good show tonight. On behalf of Beth and myself, have a good one, Johnny. Good night, all. Thank you, Tom, for jumping in. We love you guys. Let us know if there's anything we can do. Greetings, started soon. Man. All right, guys, let's get started on this. I think a lot of people that watch the show normally and interact with CAPI and myself and all that, you guys already know my view on psychics. It's not a really great one. I don't mill around about it. I don't beat around the bush when it comes to psychics. Y'all know that. I'm known throughout the paranormal field as a psychic buster. I take the stance as the great Harry Houdini did. He had a very successful career in magic and escapes and stuff like that, and he was a great performer. But he his later years he went into psychic busting, and that's what he did for full time, as he went into busting all these people that were stealing people's money and stuff like that. Are you going to talk about the Reverend Doctor? The Reverend Doctor? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you're talking about that lady. Yeah, we'll talk about that too when I get down to that part. I've got my notes here, so I'm gonna refer to them. Y'all see my big fat glasses? Aren't they beautiful? Sorry, when you get old, you can't see anymore, and I'm starting to see dark spots too. That's been getting me. I've been seeing these little. I've seen floaters for years. Floaters are floaters. A lot of people see those. That could just be something on your eye, but I'm starting to see like in one spot that doesn't move. It's like right there and like maybe over here. It'd just be like a little dark, not so much a circle as much as a blotch. but it's been freaking me out. I don't know what's going on with that, but I got to get to the eye doctor one of these years. Let's read the definition of what a psychic is. And guys, whenever I was doing the research on this and looking at different definitions and explanations and stuff like that, the wording on the definitions was always the same. And I want you guys to pay really close attention to the wording, how it's said. I emphasize that in my notes so well, or so minute, that it's, or not minute, but meticulously, because it says a lot about what the world views and what the different science and pseudoscience says about what a psychic really is. So I want y'all to pay attention to that, okay? And then we'll talk about it too. We'll break it down and talk about it too. But I just want you to pay attention to how the wording is done on these definitions. The definition of a psychic is a person who claims to use extrasensory perception, or ESP, to identify information hidden from the normal senses. With telepathy or clairvoyance, who performs acts that are apparently inexplicable by natural law. Much like the paranormal, psychic abilities are considered a pseudoscience. All right, now I want you to, let's go back and look at that one more time. I want you to pay attention to how it says psychic is a person who claims to use extra sensory perception to identify information hidden from the normal senses. Okay, it doesn't say psychic is a person who uses. Most of the times whenever you do a definition of something, it will give you the factual definition of that. It will say psychic is a person that uses, but it didn't say that here. It says a person who claims to use this ability. Now, I didn't, at first, whenever I was looking at the different sources of identification on this word, I didn't notice that. But then after I read 3 or 4 of them, I noticed that it said a person who claims. All of the abilities and the accounts and the definitions and everything was set into a non-factual description. In other words, none of them actually said that this is what this is. It's what was claimed, or what was, they didn't say they use this. It says they referred to it as a pseudoscience, basically. Much like the paranormal, which we'll get into as well. Now I want you guys to do your own research on the history of psychics, because I'm not going into the whole clairvoyance or clear seeing. We know that's what that means. Or nabu, which means to call. In the earlier times, the psychic word wasn't used until around 1870. But psychic abilities have been around a lot longer than that. We know that from the book of Saul. But from the Saul's experiences. And around about that time, it was called the nabu, which is Greek to mean to call, which is where the idea of psychics using abilities to summon rather than abilities to see. Now, it gets placed into a sinful act by the nabu theory. It gets placed, psychic abilities gets placed into a sinful act from the nabu theory, which means to call. Nabu means to call. They were able to call upon spiritual guides, or are you tearing the room down? Spiritual guides, or second parallel seers, or stuff like that. And so that's where the Bible talks against psychic abilities, because it was using the dead, or the entities, the spirits, to summon abilities, and that's not what the paranormal is all about, and that's not what some psychics are about either. But that's where that came about. That's where we first started to hearing about psychics being that's being spoken against by God, is because they were summoning spirits to do their deed, basically, to do their will, like the king did with the Witch of Endor. Now, true parapsychologists who generally believe that there is some evidence for psychic abilities also agree that the majority of claims of validity are nothing more than a non-paranormal technique, such as cold reading, hot reading, or even self-delusion, which, in my opinion, in my experiences, the self-delusion is the number one reason for psychic claims. Whenever I started studying the paranormal and working on my parapsychology, I, of course, had to go into that part of it as well. You don't have a choice. You have to go into ESP and basic psychic abilities and stuff like that if you're going to study the paranormal. Unfortunately, it is part of it. But I started noticing that most of the people that were claiming to me to have this ability or these abilities weren't liars, if you will. They had nothing to gain other than self-gratification, I guess, or celebration, or whatever you want to call it. There was no gain there by them telling me this, especially the ones that knew what I did with psychics. There was no gain there. So I started looking at it, and I'm like, as I started meeting these different people that had these claims, I also started meeting people that proved to me without a shadow of a doubt that it was real, and that the abilities that they claimed to have, they were able to prove that they had them. So I'm thinking to myself, why would someone do this? Why would they put themselves out there like that if this ability was not true and real? And I started realizing that a lot of these people that were claiming to have these abilities did not do it maliciously. They did it because of self-delusion. They really believed they had these abilities. That's why I opened up the $500 challenge. I said that anybody that claims to have psychic abilities can challenge me, can debate me, and if they show me beyond a shadow of a doubt that they do have this ability, I will pay them $500 cash. That claim still stands. When that has been offered to well-known psychics, it's always been denied. And it's 90% of the time is I don't do trick pony shows. I'm like, why not prove yourself? That makes no sense. You try to prove yourself on television or on radio or through mass media and social media and stuff like that. Why not prove yourself? But you don't prove yourself there. You only prove the fact that you don't know what you're talking about. What John was asking about, let me check y'all's. I'm going to check these texts here, the messages. Yeah, what John was talking about by the Reverend Doctor is what we'll get into now. Fun with CG, but I think he blocked Johnny and myself. Yeah, she's talking about Chris Garcia. We've had some fun with him, but we tried to get him together, but I think he's blocked us at this point because he's nothing but a joke. Well, anyone can claim any of that. Yeah, right, exactly. I can claim I can run a marathon. Doesn't mean I can. Amen. Or that I'm capable of. Yeah, I could claim that I went out there and ran, that I get up in the mornings at 5 o'clock and run 5 miles every day. I can claim that all day long. But it doesn't mean that I can actually do it. I can claim, and many people have, to have knowledge about the paranormal and to know how to do paranormal investigations, and to have knowledge about what I'm talking about on this show and stuff. I can claim that. But the thing is I can back that up too with the knowledge that I claim to have. I've had many people come on, not only on the show back when we first started, but in face-to-face meetings and on social media and stuff like that, to question my knowledge and question my experience. And 100% of those people that have questioned it have left the conversation saying, that boy knows what he's talking about. So, and because I don't shy away from that. And some psychics don't shy away from it either, but just because they don't shy away from it doesn't mean they're going to win that debate. Like I said, that money's still up for grabs, guys. There's a $500 cash waiting for anybody that can prove to me without a shadow of a doubt that they actually know what they're talking about. And remember, putting that up is not out of arrogance either, because that would mean I would believe that there are no psychics out there, none whatsoever. There's a lot of people that have done. Can y'all see the markings right there? I see those markings. I keep seeing them, and I wanted to tell y'all, and I'm sorry, I know I have ADD. Psychic beasts. Ooh, look, a squirrel. No, but I wanted to mention this right here. See these markings on the wall right here where it's not painted? Those are our 3 girls that live here. Shauna and Alyssa started it way back before Michelle and I were together, and when they first bought the house 20 years ago, whatever. But those are markings. Every birthday they get a height chart done, and that's what that is. And over on this side is Dakota. She's not up to their way up to here, because they're both at 18 and 19 years old, or 18 and 20. And down here just below my arm is where Dakota is. But the reason I wanted the reason I wanted to bring your attention to that, because I kept seeing it, is because it's funny, because every age that Dakota reaches, like on her 9th birthday, she just did it on her 9th, when she just turned 9. Every time that we make a mark for her, at her age, we look back at the oldest 2 girls' heights. And when they were that age, like whenever Dakota made her 7th mark, her 7-year mark, we look back at the other 2 girls' 7-year mark, and Dakota's at least 2 to 3 inches taller than they are. And the oldest one is really tall now. She's almost as tall as I am. And actually, I think she is as tall as I am. She's taller than Michelle. Of course, everybody's taller than Michelle. But well, I just thought that was cool that every year that we do her chart over there, she's much taller than they were at that time. So she's going to be a tall girl. And she just today asked me, when can I start investigating, Daddy? When can I start investigating? She's going to be one of the best investigators I've ever had. I ain't kidding y'all. She's into this stuff, man. She's chomping at the bits. When she turned 9, she asked me, she said, how many more birthdays before I can investigate, Daddy? And I told her 3 more birthdays, baby, because she has to be 12. But I just thought that was cute. I wanted to bring that to your attention. Let's see. Hey, Michelle Davis. Welcome aboard. I was wondering if y'all were coming on tonight. But anyway, let's get back to this. My ADD kicked in. The claims that they make, I don't think are always geared towards just a flat out lie. That's what I'm trying to say. I think that a lot of, probably out of, let's see, it was techniques such as cold reading, hot reading, or even self-delusion. I think the self-delusion is the number one cause for for fraudulent claims of psychic abilities. Let me put it that way. I think that's the number one cause, because most people that claim to be psychic, I don't think they're doing it out of spite or to make themselves look cool or whatever. I think it's because they truly believe that they are psychic. I've seen that so many times, so many times. And those are the ones that I try my best to handle with kid gloves, because you don't want to, I mean, they're not doing anything wrong in their mind. They're just, delusioned that they have this ability. That's why I opened. That's another reason why, not only to expose the frauds, but to self-expose the delusional, because those are the ones that are not trying to rip anybody off or take anybody's money or anything like that. They really believe they have that ability, and usually it's done by enabling from different friends or family and stuff like that. So I never get mad at those people because they're not doing this out of spite or anything like that, and I completely understand that. But the frauds are out there, and the ones that I'm gonna mention a few of them, like Sylvia Brown, John Edward, and James Van Prague. Sylvia Brown, she has, I don't know if she still has a show or not. She did have a show where she did psychic readings for different people and stuff like that. She claims to have an 85% success rate, not only on her psychic readings, but also on her help with law enforcement for missing persons or murders and stuff like that. 85% success rate from her, but in reality, she hasn't been right on even one case. How many of y'all knew that? Sylvia Brown has never been right on one case. Sylvia Brown is no longer with us. Is she dead? Is she really dead? I didn't know that. Is she? Finn, are you saying she's no longer with us as in she doesn't have her show anymore, or that she has passed away? Because I did not know that. Doesn't change anything. She still was a fraud, but I just didn't know that. She passed in 2013. Good Lord. You would think that's 7 years ago, and you would think I would have heard about that. That is crazy. Yeah, I didn't. I thought she was still alive. I hate that she's passed away. Well, I mean, I don't know how old she was, so I don't know if it was, Yeah, I didn't know that. That's crazy. But like I said, it doesn't change anything on that. She did claim to have a 85% success rate, but she was never right on at least one case. James Edward and James Van Prague, and I hope I'm saying that name right, Prague. Are they dead? Good Lord. All the psychics are dying out, and I didn't know it. Whenever you see these shows, my mom was obsessed with her. Oh my gosh, really? Yeah, everybody that watched it believed in her really big, mostly because of the claims she had, but no. And y'all know that these shows that they did, especially John Edwards and James Van Prague, because they were actually caught doing it, but y'all know that they didn't show you the whole show, right? You know that, right? Everybody knows that. I hope they know that. Really, I do. I hope there's not somebody out there that doesn't know that. That's like watching Cops. Y'all ever watch the show Cops on TV? Do y'all think the first 5 calls that come in, does anybody out there think that the first 5 calls that come in, that's where we go with them on their runs, on their calls? No, it's not. Those shows take, one 30-minute show takes probably 3 or 4 days to film, so it doesn't go that. John Edward and James Van Prague, they didn't show you the real show. They didn't show you all of the real show. Curious Crescent, can salt be used in paranormal stuff? Who is that? I can't see because I've been using my glasses. Sunset Watcher. Curious Crescent, can salt be used? No, it cannot be. Well, I mean, it can be, but it doesn't do anything. You can use anything you want to in the paranormal. It doesn't mean it's going to work. But if your question is, can it be used? Yes, it can be used. Your question is, does it have any effect? No, it has no effect whatsoever, except for messes up your floors and your window seals and stuff like that. Don't put salt on your floors, people. Please don't do that. Don't put salt on your floors. It does nothing but put salt on your floors. That's what it does. It puts salt on your floors. Reality TV isn't real. No, it's not. No sunset. What is that? Oh, no. She was saying no sunset. No, you can use salt in the paranormal. A lot of people do it. I've seen them do it. I've even had people on my team, not people on my team now, but people that have been on my team, I've had them use salt during the investigation too. I heard people make salt circles. Yeah. You look better with glasses? Do I really? So I look ugly here and not so ugly here. Is that what you're saying? Especially not these glasses. I don't even know if these are man glasses. Are they? I bought them off of a man, off whenever they were on a man's tag, but I don't know if they're man glasses. Are they? I see really good with them. I really like them. So I'm really ugly here. Sunset. Ugly, old, fat, bald guy. He puts glasses on, and all of a sudden he's not so old, fat, bald guy. Ugly. Is that what you're saying? No, you look better either way. Now Sunset's trying to dig her way out now. Grave dirt, coffin nails, and ghost dust. Yeah, you can use grave dirt, coffin nails, and ghost dust. One of these days we're going to tell you what ghost dust is. It'll have to be on a late show. It's triple X ghost porn. It's bad. It really is. But yeah, I've heard people use coffin nails, graveyard dirt, salt, sage, all that stuff, but none of it works. But yeah, you can use it if you want to. But I want to talk about now the effect that psychics have had on the paranormal. It's not a good one. The other day someone asked me if I enjoyed Rick and Bubba, the radio show. I said no one in the paranormal can actually like Rick and Bubba because of all the damage they've done to the paranormal in Alabama, or in the southeast basically. And the reason is because they used to have a show called, what was it, John? You always know and I never know. John, what was the name of the Rick and Bubba show that was paranormal? But whatever the name of it was, is they did a lot of underhandedness during the show, and they did a lot of faking evidence and stuff like that. So it made a bad 13 Days of Horror. Thank you, John. Yep, 13 Days of Horror. I don't know if you ever watched that. I don't even know if they still do it or not. They may do it in October. But it was called 13 Days of Horror, and it really put a black eye and on the face of Alabama when it comes to the paranormal. And we had to jump through a lot of hoops and cut a lot of tape to get through that, to get through the damage that they created through those shows. And also with psychics. Now, I know, and I can't believe someone hasn't said it yet, but usually when we get onto this kind of subject, whenever I'm bashing psychics, which I haven't been doing tonight, by the way, I've just been bashing the liars and the cheats. I'm taking my glasses off. Forget to take my glasses. I don't have to read anymore. Well, I might have to read the screen. Once I use my glasses to read, I have a hard time reading. Do you have any stars left? Scars left from previous investigations? Yeah, I have one right. Oh, you can't see it though. There's one right here on my chin where I got hit by a pitcher. I told it to throw a pitcher at me and it threw it. I told an entity to throw a pitcher at me, and a while later during the investigation, that pitcher that I told it to throw at me, it threw at me and cut my chin open. I have two on my chin. One's from a pitcher being thrown at me and cutting my chin open, and then the other one's from a bowl whenever I was a little kid. So I got kind of like a half smiley face on my chin. Can't see it with all this hair though, I don't think. See the start of that one. See it? I have that. I had scratches on the back of my neck for a long time, the remnants of those, because they were really deep, where I asked an entity to get me off of his bunk in an old jail that we investigated, an old abandoned jail, and he did. He literally scratched the back of my neck really bad. I have a broken ankle. a fractured wrist. I think that's it. Broken ankle, fractured wrist from being pushed. But nothing that stuck around that was really bad. I've been pushed downstairs, and that ghost was a sneaky. It waited for you to lose your guard, then it tossed that picture at you. No, I told it to do it, though. That's a funny thing. I couldn't say anything because I told it that particular picture. I said, if you're going to throw a picture at me, he was, the entity was known for throwing stuff and throwing pictures at the people that lived there. And so I told him, I said, if you're so big and bad, you can throw one of these pictures at me. And if you do, throw this picture at me. And it was a framed life insurance policy. And it did. It threw it at me, and the glass busted and slit my chin open. But yeah, I've got a few scars and emotional scars too. But I want to talk about the effect that psychics have, inadvertently or on purpose, on the paranormal. Because that's where it affects us. That's where it affects what we do as a CAPI team. Because the paranormal is the paranormal. If you're going to study the paranormal, you're going to get into the paranormal, you have to go into psychics, and you have to go into yetis, and you have to go into ufology, and you have to go into these total pseudosciences. And that's what I was saying before. I can't believe no one has said it yet, but usually when we make this discussion, we get the comment that, well, science calls psychic abilities pseudoscience, but they also call the paranormal as a whole pseudoscience. And you're absolutely right. They really do. Scientific community calls less and less, by the way, less and less on the paranormal the science field, the research field, call paranormal pseudoscience, because a lot of schools are now offering instructions and certificates, actually, and diplomas in paranormal studies. I'm actually talking to a school right now about going back and finishing my doctorate. I would like to add my whole cap. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle's a little slow, y'all. We were talking about this earlier, but it takes her a while. Like we were talking, like what we're talking about right now, she'll get that at 2 a.m. I'm just playing, Michelle. You know I love you. I'm picking on Michelle. But yes, thank you, Michelle. We definitely want to add the entire CAPI family to our. It's like sickness has knocked us on our butts, man. But the science in general has less and less called the paranormal pseudoscience, but they still call the psychic abilities pseudoscience. Why is that? Because more and more evidence is being submitted to prove more stages of the paranormal, but yet nothing is being done to prove the stages of, or those to prove the existence or the ability of psychic abilities. We still haven't had a case where psychics have helped law enforcement. And people always tell me, yes, they do. I've seen it so many times. No, you haven't. You've heard that it did, but there hasn't been one case recorded that a psychic ability helped prove a case, or find a body, or find a missing person, or anything like that. There's been a lot of talk about it, and there's been a lot of TV shows about it too. Y'all, I'm not kidding you. I had a lady quote to me. I don't remember what the show was. I don't remember what it was, but we were having this debate on Facebook years ago. It might have been Facebook. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. But we were having a debate about psychic abilities and stuff like that. And she was saying that she was psychic and she knew all this and that, and that I didn't know what I was talking about. And She knows cases, many cases that where psychic abilities have found lost children and found who murdered somebody and all that stuff like that. I said, I tell you what, I said, give me one. Give me one. Out of all the millions that you know, I was exaggerating and being a smart ass, but all of the millions that you know, give me one case where psychic abilities has solved or even helped solve a case with law enforcement. And she says, okay, I can do that. And I was like, okay, wow, maybe she does have one, that I don't know about. Hell, I didn't know Sylvia Brown was dead, so who knows? So she starts rattling off, and I'm remembering as she's talking, I'm remembering the case. And I'm like, wait a minute, I knew about this. Why has this not been like huge? This would be huge in the paranormal field. Everybody in the paranormal would know this and would relish it because it's proof of something, of one of the stages of paranormal, in parapsychology. And I'm just going nuts. I'm trying to figure it out. It could be cataracts with you or something with your retina. Are you really that far behind, Michelle? I was kidding. But are you really? Is there like a lag or something? I don't know if it's cataracts, but to answer that question, I don't know if it's cataracts or not. I just know I've been seeing these little black smudges in my sight. So, but anyway, yeah, she's really far behind. Y'all wait on Michelle, please. Somebody stop John. You and Katie stop and wait on Michelle. I don't want her to get lost on the trail. Y'all mind stopping and just chilling out, taking a break? We'll keep hiking and keep going, but you guys hold out and wait on Michelle. She's a little slow. We don't want her getting lost. So y'all do that for me. Thank you. Hello, love. But she was naming this case and she was going through it with detail too, and I was like, holy crap, And so I was like, why did I not know this? But as she's naming or explaining what happened and everything, I'm thinking to myself, I know about this case. I've heard this case. And I'm like, why did it not just explode? Why did media not just run with this? Why did it not become common everyday knowledge to everybody, and I'm sitting there saying, because I know she's not lying. I heard this case. And then it popped. And I don't remember the name of it. It was a television show where they used a psychic, and I can't remember what the show was now. That was years ago, but they had used a psychic on this television show, and the people that were using the psychic didn't want to use her, but their upper brass made them use her, and she led them to the killer and to the body and everything, and solved the case, and with her abilities and blah 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 and all this. And then it popped in my head when she was talking about it, and I said, wait a minute, is this that episode of whatever ABC show? I don't remember the name of the show, but it was a cop show, whatever it was. But I said, that's a case of that? And she went silent. She wouldn't talk anymore. She just left the conversation. Everybody just started laughing and saying, oh my God, she did. And then someone even came up with the name of the episode of that. And I'm gonna have to look into that and figure out what show that was, because it was so funny, because she was explaining this and it was the exact plot of that show. But that's too funny. But when you get people like Sylvia Brown and rest her soul, I'm sorry, I didn't know she was dead, but and John Edwards and James Van Praagh and stuff like that, when you get those kind of people that either they believe that they are psychic and it's just self-delusion, or they seen a way to make some money, it really hurts our field. It really does. The same as any team, which y'all know I go after teams that charge money to do this. I go after them tooth and nail. I try my best to expose them. We recently had a case where the client had contacted a team to come in, and they told them that they were going to charge them X amount of dollars to come in, and then if they had to bring in a psychic, that it would even be more. And I told them, I said, I promise you, without a doubt, they would have had to have a case. They would have had to have a psychic on this case, because they would have wanted to pay that extra money. They would have bled you. Not long ago, we had a case where an individual almost lost $50,000 because of haunting and a team coming in. And that to me, is the ultimate sin in the paranormal. My team knows that you don't laugh at people that can't handle this. As a matter of fact, they know that they'll get kicked off my team and never work for us again. If someone can't handle this, they know that they don't make fun of them or laugh at them. My team knows that they don't make fun of someone that doesn't have the knowledge that they're supposed to have, because that's why they're there, is to get that knowledge. My team knows that we don't fake evidence, and we don't charge for our services, no matter what the services are. But my team also knows that if they was to ever accept money for anything that we do, that the wrath of Johnny would come down on them so hard. In the paranormal, their lives would be over. They would, even if they went to another team or started their own team, they know that they would be destroyed. That's a big thing with me. And thankfully, and blessed as I am with the team that I have, it's a big thing with my team too. I know that my team, from experience, not just saying I know that I've told them not to, because that's arrogance on my part, but just from them, because these cases have happened where people have offered my team money without my knowledge, and in some cases the transaction could have happened and I probably never would have known about it. And they said no. They were like, no, we don't do that. My team knows that. John and I had a lady chase us around her apartment trying to poke money in our pockets. But we finally took it, and then I hid it. I hid the money under a placemat on her table, and told her later on where it was at. And the Ghostbusters charged money. The Ghostbusters was also not real, Finn. That was a television show. Or a movie. I guess both now, huh? But I know you're just being funny. But the damage that psychics have done to the paranormal is irrefutable and irreversible in most cases. The fact that I've never met a psychic that has proven to me beyond a shadow of a doubt that they are psychics. And I have 6 right now trying to do that. I have 6 people right now trying to prove to me that they are beyond a shadow of a doubt psychic. Some of them because they want me to believe in them, and some of them because they want $500. But no one's done it yet. I don't think they will. But if they do, they get $500 and my respect, and hopefully my invitation to join my team. If you look at the damage that's done to the paranormal from people faking evidence, CAPI will never charge a penny for any investigations. Michelle's, John, you and Katie can come on. She called up. Y'all come on. Yeah, she's here. Good. She's gonna kill me. I pick on my team all the time, but she's finally called up. The damage done to the paranormal from money being charged and all of this and everything that a team can do is shadowed by the damage that has been done by psychic flim-flamming, I guess you would call it. Because I can sit here and tell you that I know everything there is to know about the paranormal, and I know how to lead a team, and I know how to investigate hauntings, and I can tell you anything, and that I've studied this for this amount of time, and I've sat at a desk listening to this at this amount of time, and I have 40 years experience plus, and blah 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 blah. I can sit here and tell you all of this, but at the end of the day, if none of that is true, what that was. If none of that is true, I've only hurt myself. I've only made myself look like a freaking idiot, right? But when it comes to psychic claims, and psychic abilities, people take that personally. People take that to heart. Some of the haunting cases that we have, people take that to heart too. Whenever we go and do an investigation, and then I talk to the client, and we tell them what we found, and we say, you've got this, this, and this, and do you want to do a cleansing, and do I need the whole team, or do I need to go in by myself because it's demonic, or whatever the case may be. That affects people's lives as well. We have clients that are saying they're fixing to move out of their house, and so we go in and try to stop that. We go in and try to save that from happening, to save them from having to lose their home and everything. And so that does affect them. But psychic abilities, you look at it, if any of you guys have ever gone and had a psychic reading, or if you know someone that's done a psychic reading, or if you watched it on television, you can always tell whether or not you can tell that the psychic is a true or a con artist. You can always tell that the client is sincere, right? You can always see that they're really into this. They really want to know what Dad thought when he died, or what Grandpa thinks of how things are going with the family now. I mean, this stuff they really want to know. The widow wants to know where the life insurance policy is. They really want to know this stuff, and it's part of their lives, and it affects them in their everyday existence, right? So I think that's why it's so much worse, is because not only are they taking these people money for fraud, frauding by the means of fraud, but they're also taking their hopes and their dreams, and it can't go any deeper than that. I mean, yeah, you could take someone's money and tell them, and even code read, or even hot read, which pays a heck of a lot more if you've got someone on the hook, then and take their money and savings, and maybe they lose all their money in 2 years and everything like that. That could be earned back, or this can be sold, or their property can be done, whatever. They can get back, they can survive that. It sucks, but they can survive it. The one thing that they can't mentally survive is the damage that you've done to them by lying, or by frauding, or by manipulating them into believing that you know what you're talking about, and that you are a psychic. You know what I mean? And I'm saying that to psychics. I'm not saying that to y'all. But that's probably the biggest thing that gets me about psychics, is the damage that they do to these people. So that's why I try my best to really stop them. John was talking about earlier, he said, are you going to talk about the Reverend Doctor, I think it was. It was a lady that contacted our team. I'm not going to say her name. The reason I'm not going to say her name is because I don't remember it. That's the only reason. I would say her name. I'd have no problem saying her name, just like I said Sylvia's name and John's name and James's name. I don't have a problem with that. I will say their name, but I just don't remember her name. That's the only reason. But anyway, she contacted us and wanted to know if we needed her services on any cases, on any haunting cases or anything like that. And I said, what exactly are your services? And she portrayed herself as a psychic, and I took it more as a entertainment joke. It was just an entertaining joke to me. I took it more as that. I really did, because I was just like, whatever, lady, you and I started asking her some questions, and of course it got heated. But John really ran with it. John went and found this lady's website and found out that she sells, I don't know what it was, what kind of water it was, but I'm sure it was tap water in a bottle. It was like 2 ounces of tap water in a bottle for like $66. And she called it some sort of healing oil or something like that. I don't know what else she called it. But anyway, you could tell this lady was a freaking flim-flam artist, and she was just trying to take people's money and stuff like that. And I asked her if she charged for her services, and she said, all right, this is the one that'll get you. Here's what happened with that conversation. I asked her, I said, do you charge for your services? I knew she did. I was just bringing that out into the conversation. She says, well, I usually get a, what was it, John, $300 donation or gift plus fees. Okay, that's exactly what she said. Later on in the conversation, she was saying something about me. I don't remember what it was, but they always try to turn it around to where I'm the bad guy. But I don't care. I'll be their bad guy. But I again said, you charge, so you're one of the reasons why the paranormal has such a black eye in a lot of people's minds, because of, trash like you. You charge for this service. If you were real, you wouldn't charge for this service. And she says, I don't charge, I receive love offerings. And I said, wait a minute. At the beginning of the conversation, you said there was like a $300 love offering, or however how much it was, and plus fees. Fees mean you charge. And then she's like, no, I just receive love offerings. And so I started getting into it with her and asking her these questions, and started really getting hard hitting onto her because I seen what she was. And she ended up blocking me, which that's what they always do. Just like Chris Garcia, like Katie was talking about earlier. She said CG, but I don't hold back. I'm sorry. I say their names. They want to try to take me to court and say I'm what's it called, slander or anything like that. Then first you got to prove your ability that I say is wrong. First you got to prove that that's true. So good luck. I'll talk about them. I'll bring them out. I'll say, hey, you're not going to do this to these people. Excuse me. These people are true believers, and they believe in you, and all you do is take their money and ruin their lives emotionally, and I don't stand for it. But yeah, she was she had that $60 2 ounces of water wasn't the only thing she had on her site either. I wish I could remember her name. John, if you want to throw her name up there, PM it to me and I'll say it out loud, but I don't remember. But I want people to know about her, because I don't want anybody to get flim-flammed by the piece of trash. But the damage to the paranormal that these people do is great, because if you have a team of people, let's use an example. Motions to gain financially is the lowest form of scum in my opinion. I agree with you 100%, Katie, 100%. If you have a company that does something, let's say Walmart. You go into Walmart and you have a really bad customer experience. The customer service is just horrible that day. When you leave there and you tell your friends about it, you don't say, oh yeah, little Sally from Walmart, she just talked to me. You don't hear people say that. You always hear them say, Walmart treated me like crap. Walmart didn't treat them like crap. Sally did, but that's not the point. The damage that a psychic does in the paranormal does that to the paranormal, because people don't say this psychic did this, or or people in just in the psychic part of the paranormal, are robbers and flim-flam artists and scam artists, and they took my mother's money and she lost her house and blah blah blah. They don't say that. They say the paranormal's just junk. These people don't know what the hell they're talking about. All they do is take people's lives and dreams and money, and that's the damage that this has done to the paranormal as a whole. And so that's why I'm so passionate about bringing that out. And I always will be. I do give every psychic that chance. I'm going to try to find someone for you. Try to find someone for who, Michelle? I don't know what you're talking about. What was the last thing Michelle said? This is interesting. I'm going to try and find someone for you. I don't know what you mean, Michelle. Explain that. But next week we are going to kind of delve into the different types of psychic abilities and the scams that go along with it. We're going to really get into that because I want to show, like tonight we showed their effect on the paranormal, their ability to hurt people financially and emotionally. Now what I want to do is I want to show those scams that they do. I want to show you how code readings work. I want to show you how hot readings work. I want to show you tells and stuff like that. And I want to show the different as it is and we're going to also look into how these different abilities, or not abilities, but techniques, scamming techniques, have evolved since Naboo on excuse me, Naboo all the way up to psychics. Um, so y'all get ready for that. Y'all please keep everybody in your prayers that we talked about tonight. John is going to work on getting that schedule, that list together for us, and we're going to put that in the description and on our Facebook, so that everybody that wants to pray can know who they're praying for. Can excuse me, can we say when we pray, "Hey Lord, I'm going to try to find someone for you. We're here." Michelle, are you okay? You're not making any sense. I'm sorry. You're making no sense. I'm going to try to find someone. Who said something that they need somebody? Maybe I'm missing something. CAPI will never charge. Prayer list. There's nothing. Y'all, Michelle might be drinking tonight. I think that might be it. She made a few shots. Bless her heart. Eric, take the bottle away from her, please. Just take it away. I'm sure she's talking about something someone's seen that I just didn't see. So I apologize. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you can text me later. But or you may be talking to someone else, not even talking to me, and I should just shut up and leave you alone. One of those. I don't know. But anyway, I love you guys so much. Y'all, please come back next week when we finish this up. When we talk about the different abilities that they use and the different tactics that they use, because I want those to be out there. I want people to know about them. I want people to know how they work and to be able to spot them whenever they do try to use these. And so y'all come back next week, and we will definitely delve into it. We're going to go all the way back to Naboo, all the way up to psychic abilities, and we're going to talk about techniques like cold readings, hot readings, all this stuff, marks, everything. We're gonna do it. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for all your prayers for our CAPI family. Y'all, please keep us in your prayers. I will have that list up as soon as we get it together. We love you guys so much, and we wouldn't do this without you. And I have the best team in the world, and I can't emphasize enough on how much good and blessings they have done for me. I don't know that I would even be here emotionally or even physically if it wasn't for my team. They are so amazing. And so y'all, please keep them in the I think she's dead. Yeah, Michelle's definitely drinking. But we love you guys so much. See you guys next Sunday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, as always. Do me a huge favor. Sometime this week, I don't care if it's a friend, family member, or a stranger you meet on the street, please make at least one person smile this week, because that's what we need to do the most right now, is smile. We love you guys. We'll see you next Sunday. Take care and have a paranormal week.